Hi, students. Before today, we talked about measures of center, specifically mean, median, and mode, and how it helps us to summarize and organize our thoughts regarding data. Now, today we're going to focus on 14B.2, which discusses calculating measures of center with large sets of data that repeats. And this is a very common situation where you're going to see a number of people have the same data measurement, and you have a lot of data and you're thinking of what is the easiest way for me to calculate mean, median, and mode so I don't have to treat all these numbers that repeat separately. So just to be more efficient and more accurate. So a couple questions here. What if we wanted to find the mean age of students in the upper school? So a lot of that data repeats. There's a lot of 15-year-olds, a lot of 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds. So there's a lot of data that repeats. And how are we going to organize the data? And what would be the easiest way to calculate the data centers? So in other words, the mean, median, and mode. So this is for the 2019-2020 school year. The ages of students, I think it was as of March this year. And so what we have here is the frequency. So we have two 13-year-olds, 40 14-year-olds, 75 15-year-olds, etc., all the way to 36 18-year-olds. And what we're going to determine is what is called the cumulative frequency, because the cumulative frequency helps us to add up our data as we go along. So we have two people in the school that are 13 or younger. Then if we add this number to the 40, we have 42 people in the school that are 14 or younger. So cumulative frequency gives that data point and everything below it. So if we add here the 42 plus the 75, that's 117 students that have ages of 15 or under. And then if we add 117 to 87, we have 204 students that are 16 and under. So 204 students that are 16 and under. And then adding again, we have 292 students that are 17 and under. And then we have 328 students that are 18 and under. So the cumulative frequency is adding as you go. You're accumulating and collecting the students as we go to larger and larger ages. And once we hit 18, we know all the students in the upper school, or 328 of them, are 18 or older. Okay, so now I'm just going to go to dual screen here. We are going to find the mean, median, and mode of this data. Let's start with the easy one. The easy one is mode. So the mode of the data is the age that occurs the most frequently. So if we look, the age that occurs most frequently in the school is 17. We have the most 17-year-olds. So that's going to be our juniors and our seniors who have not yet turned 18. So 17 is the mode. The mean we calculate by adding all these up and dividing by the total number of students. So we would write, if we were writing it out, 13 plus 13, because we have two 13-year-olds. But then we have 40 14-year-olds. So literally, I would have to write 14 plus 14 all 40 times. And that is not very, it's not a very good use of my time. But that's what you would do. And then you would divide it by 28. So we're going to do this in a quicker fashion. We're going to do this by saying, hey, I have two 13-year-olds and I have 40 14-year-olds and I have 75 15-year-olds and I have 87 16-year-olds. Let me scooch all this over. Okay. And then we got to count our 88 17-year-olds. Wow, I just aged all of those students. 88 17-year-olds and our 36 18-year-olds. Okay. So by doing this, by multiplying the frequency by the age, we add up all the 14-year-olds and all the 15-year-olds and all of them without having to write it all out. And then we're going to divide that by the total number of students, which is 328. So the first thing I'm going to do is use my graphing calculator to do the numerator. So I'm going to do 2 times 13 plus 40 times 14 plus 75 times 15 plus 87 times 16 plus 88 times 17 plus 36 times 18. And I get 4,601. And then I'm going to divide by 328. Okay, I have an error here. Let me look. Yeah, I got something way too low. So it's 2 times 13, 40 times 14, 15 times 75, 87 times 16, 88 times 17. Okay, I see it. See it. Okay, so I got a sum of 5,247. So this is the sum of every student's age in the school. And then I'm going to divide that by 328. And I get, 15.996. Let's call that 15.9969. So approximately 16 years old is our sum, is our mean. So this is our mean or our average. Then let's look to the mode of this data. Oh, I'm sorry, we did the mode, the median of this data. So the median of the data is the middle point. So what you need to consider is the fact that we have 328 students. If we divide that by 2, we have that the 164th student would be, if we cut the students in half, the 164th student would be right next to the halfway point. So the 164th student, if we look at our cumulative frequency over here, our 164th student, which right after that our median would be, is going to be right here, okay? Our 164th and 165th student are going to occur in this category because in the 15-year-olds, we only get to the 117th student. Okay, we have to go into the 16-year-olds to get from the 118th student all the way to the 204th student. So the 164th student, which is right next to the median, is the 16-year-old. So if we put all the students in order, so this whole big line of students, we would have a 13-year-old and another 13-year-old, then have all the 14-year-olds and all the 15-year-olds. Well, the 15-year-olds only count us up to 117, but our median student is half of our total. Our median student is right next to, or right in between the 164th and 165th student. And so that person is going to be among our 16-year-olds. So this 164th student is going to be 16. So that means our median is 16 years old. So here's one answer. Our median is 16. And then our mean is also 16. And our mode is 17. So I think the hardest of these to imagine is the median when these numbers are really high. But just as a reminder, what we did is we took the number of students and divided them by 2, because the middle number is going to be right the place where the data or the number of students is divided in half. And so that's going to be right after the 164 student, and the 164 student is going to be 16 years old. Okay, so that's how that calculation was done. Okay, now we have our assignment for 14B.2. It's going to be 2 through 5A, 6, and 8 through 11. So if we bring up that assignment, that is going to be on page 390. So let me go back and just note this is page 390, and the textbook is provided for you in Google Classroom. Whoa, I think I just deleted something. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so here we go. Your textbook is provided for you in Google Classroom. So under statistics, we have the textbook here, and then you can go to page 390 and you can do these problems. Okay, please email me with questions. That is what I am here for. So please ask me questions. All right, hope you guys are having a good day, and I will talk to you later.